So, no one? What's the meaning of main idea? Chalo, come on. What's the meaning of main idea? Okay, let's do it that way. So you have to read for main idea questions, you just have to read the very beginning of the passage, because the idea actually begins from the very beginning of that so-called passage in the first 2 or 3 lines. And the last 2 lines are just the climax part of the passage. Correct? So first 2 lines will give you hint of what is the main idea of this passage. Now, what's the purpose? Purpose, the why part. Okay, Vijay, congratulations for scoring good. Central theme of the passage, Acha Maha, is it? That's what I'm asking. Oh, okay. Now let me put that here. So basically, main idea means, what does main idea mean? Anyone? Yes, you're getting to that point. Yes, main idea is, why is it the why? Why? Why are you taking this course? Why are you practicing? That is the purpose. The purpose is to get best scores or to get target scores. The reason for taking these classes every week or twice a week is to enlighten yourself or acknowledge or get knowledge on different concepts plus the practice. Yeah, Vishnu, important idea. That's the important. The main idea is basically the whole passage. Okay, the whole passage. And what the author, oh, what's happening with my fingers? They're not working. The author wants to get across. So he wants to say something. Okay. He wants to put something, wants to get across. This is your main idea. Okay. Now, what about purpose? Kyun? Why? Why are you using it? Why do we need this particular sentence? Why do you think the author has brought this idea into it? He could have straight away mentioned about something, but he has introduced a new concept. What was the purpose of that particular 2 or 3 lines? Okay, so the purpose is the why, or in short, reason giving for writing the passage. So maybe the writer wants to describe the struggles Black authors go through or writers go through. And he is so impressed that he has actually put up as a write-up, a whole write-up for us. Okay, talking about that struggle, the kind of emancipation or the kind of, like you say, being suppressed. So he wants to voice for those Black communities, authors, artists, and so on, the reason giving. Writing the passage. Am I clear, everyone? So there's a way different, okay, somewhere they're both, they merge. Yes, main idea is the whole idea that the author wants to put across, and purpose is, why is he writing? Main idea is the central theme, the theme part. This is the why part. Why exactly is introducing those few lines? So far, so good, but all of a sudden he brings a new concept into it. Why? Or he tries to explain something little more in detail. So the why will be explained through the purpose part, right? And we have some questions coming up under this question type. Okay, basically the whole test, it tests your analytical skills, of course, but the purpose of these questions is to test why something is being said and how it is being said. So the purpose and the structure. Purpose states about the reason why, and how is the structure, the flow. Okay, you'll be learning the two aspects here. So basically, purpose serves the why part. What is he trying to accomplish through this so-called sentences or new additions or ideas or explanations and so on? Then yes, these are some of the types. So basically, the author brings maybe an idea to explain something, to illustrate, means to show something to the reader, or probably he's trying to criticize, I don't know, he's trying to criticize the existing theories. Okay, the old versus new. And maybe he's trying to argue on something, or he's trying to introduce something, trying to describe something. Only based on these types of purposes, the whole write-up has been, I mean, the content has been displayed. Okay. So in any text, an author wants to have a particular experience. So he's giving you that experience. While you read, you as a reader will feel like, okay, this is a new concept he's trying to introduce. Oh no, wait a minute, he's trying to give an opinion. Or no, basically there's an idea, but now he's trying to convince me. So this is for you as a reader, you will experience all these things. That's why type of questions are introduced in our digital SAT questions, because this is part of the analytical ability testing. Okay, your editing skills, how are you, how is your comprehension and all that, right? So structure basically means the flow, the logical flow, and how our ideas explained. He has brought a new idea to explain something, but how, in which manner is this going? First, he's explaining something, adding an example, and along with examples, he's adding a few more new concepts to it. So there is a logical flow in this whole process, which is known as structure. So is the author asking any rhetorical questions between the sentences, or is he trying to present a contrasting ideas? First, he has mentioned something. Later, he's talking about a new concept, and doing so, you will be also identifying transitions. Okay, you will be identifying list of these transitional words, which will give you a direct hint that there is a twist in the story. And that's how the author has tried to put across his ideas, brought a new idea, or he's trying to what do you say, debate on something, he's trying to describe on something. If you identify any of these transition words, you're supposed to circle it. Okay, because they are game changers. Okay, all right. We already have discussed about this in length and breadth of this transition words. We did questions on it. I mean, those who have attended the last few sessions, you will definitely identify these. They're nothing new. They're already there. We have practiced them. Okay, this is again just a reiteration or just a recap of what we have learned. And transition words play a very important role in creating that structure, because the author wants to create contrasting ideas. For that, he has to use those transition expressions, right? However, although, whereas, and then you have even though, consequently. Clear? So you have to first understand what is the purpose, why is he writing this particular sentence, and what is the flow of it. To identify the flow, you will certainly look into those transition expressions and you can quite easily get the point. So how do you work with the structure and purpose questions? My request is don't read half passage. Okay, read the entire passage, because here we're trying to identify the purpose of the write-up. If it was just a main idea, we could have done only the first few lines of the beginning of the sentence, beginning of the passage, and the last two lines, the concluding part. But this is the purpose. How do you identify the purpose? And some of the questions are been underlined. So only half part from the whole, only a part of is being asked to identify what is the function of that so-called underlined portion. So you have to have some information before the underlined portion and after the underlined portion. Likewise, to understand the structure and purpose of the questions, read the passage without skipping any part of the passage. Okay. And if possible, write short notes. I would always suggest this. Write notes next to the passage. Summarize in your own words what is his intention. So basically, this is the main idea. But what is the, why is he writing? Is there any clue that he's trying to add an idea, describe an idea, or try to contrast an idea? You will find by those clue words. Okay. So understand the context. By reading those transitions, you'll certainly understand. Next, you have to identify the main ideas. Okay, how will you identify main ideas? The main idea words are repeated multiple times. This is to influence the reader. If a particular word is being mentioned multiple times, naturally, the reader who has an opposite thought about that idea, he will start looking into those ideas, right? So multiple times of finding those idea words will also be a hint that that is a main idea. But we are looking for specific detail. So you will find some referencing sentences that directly hint towards those ideas in the text. Read attentively, understand the context, write your short notes, identify the difference between what is the theme versus what is the purpose of writing this idea, this so-called passage. Am I clear? All right, so let's see. Now, poetry questions are really, like I told you, they're like, yeah, here we go. There you go. I got a poem here. So poem questions are not so difficult, except the language is bit metaphorical. Okay, now let's read this. The following text is Charlotte, so-called, it's from 1910 poem, The Earth's Entire. First, tell me what's the meaning of the first four lines? What do you get from it? What do you understand from it? No matter how we cultivate the land, all right, taming the forest and prairie free, no matter how we irrigate the sand, making the desert blossom at command. Did you understand anything? Yeah? Any idea what's the author or the the poet is trying to tell us? So the first four lines have no much relevance, but if you read the last three lines, last four lines, we must always leave the borders of the sea, the immeasurable reaches of the windy wet beaches, the million-mile-long margin of the sea. So he's asking overall structure. Describe what is the structure of the text. Is the speaker trying to provide us? See, there are four different reasons of giving the purpose. Is he trying to provide us something or describe, argue, or present? What is the basis of the purpose? What's the purpose? Is it like he's providing us with examples? I don't think so. Is he providing with examples? Yes. Oh, yes, Lalita. Okay. Yes. Only one answer? Only one answer. Is he providing with examples of admirable way of approaching nature? No. That's not admirable. Basically, he's telling that these are all nature related, right? Nature can't be tamed. You can't command it. You can't control it. We must always leave. So sea, you cannot control sea. Yes, Vishnu. Yes, Maha. Very good. The speaker describes attempts to control nature and then offers a reminder that not all nature is controllable. Yeah, you can raise, you can irrigate. You can irrigate means you can cultivate the sand. You can actually grow something on it. But at the end of the day, or at the end of the poem, what you find here is you can't control nature. Right? All right. So this is not providing examples. I don't find any examples over here. The speaker argues. If it is argues, you will certainly find words like debates or he disagrees. You will find such kind of words, but I didn't find any of those. It interfering with nature and then gives evidence supporting the interference. Not at all. We are not interfering. The speaker presents an account of efforts to dominate. Not at all. We are not, and cautions that such efforts are only temporary. Not at all. There is nothing like we are dominating. He's just saying that these are the things that we can't tame. Clear? Good. Very good. You got it correct. It's answer B. Any doubts? Any doubts with the poetry question? We'll do one more, then let's find out if you have any doubts. Now, over to you. What's the question? Which choice best states the main purpose of the text? Why? Why is the poet writing this? What's the purpose? The reason? Okay, let me give a small explanation to this. So basically, if you go by the root word Benny, Benny means what? What's the meaning of Benny? Beni means something good or well. We're talking about the quality of something. And diction, what's the meaning of diction? Diction, you know what? His diction is very good, we say, right? His speech. So good speech or somebody saying, it's a saying. Okay. So somebody is saying something which is good. When somebody is saying something good for you, it's a blessing, right? It's a blessing, some good sayings for you. Like God bless you and all that. So it's basically blessings. Benediction means a blessing. Anvita, is it so? Are you sure? Okay, what is it exactly telling? So this is a story of a mother, basically. So go forth, my son. She's telling go forth means go ahead. So my son means definitely a mother or somebody like an elder or a parent, right? Assuming that it has to be a mother, winged by my heart's desire. Winged means attached to my heart's desire. This is what I wish for you because it's a blessing. And naturally, it's a blessing means she's always wishing good for you, right? Great reaches yet unknown. Yeah, I want you to reach something which we don't know what exactly it is, but all I can wish and bless is may you have great future for your possessions. Maybe he can conquer, maybe he get great positions. I may not, if I would retrace the way with you. She's telling that I may not walk along with you. I may not be there for you. My pilgrimage is through. Means it seems like she's, see, when people become old, if you know, people in India, they go for Char Dham Yatra. And likewise, this so-called mother might be, maybe she has plans to visit holy places. She will be on her pilgrimage. Yes, very good. But life is calling you. She's basically telling him to move forward. Go, you go. I might not join you, but all I can give you is good blessings in the form of benediction. Now, what we have to express hope that a child will have the same accomplishments as a parent did? Nah, it's not expressing that. She's just pushing him ahead. Go ahead. Go, conquer the world. To suggest that raising child involves many struggles, this is more filmy. Text. To warn a child that he will face not at all. Basically, it's all about her blessings in the form of encouragement. See, great reaches yet unknown. I may not if I could, but life is calling you, the child she's talking about. So she's basically encouraging her child to embrace the life experiences that is going to offer. That's why, you know, embrace the life will. When do we say will? When something is unknown, unpredictable, you can't predict. You're just predicting. Sorry, not unpredicted. And you're just predicting that something good is waiting for you. Go ahead. See here, I may not. So there is a direct, hint that we are talking about future. So these blessings are always for good future, right? All right. Good, everyone. It is answer D. Perfect. Okay. So start working with the poetry questions. You will love it. The language is pretty twisted, but yeah, you will understand that. Now, night wears a garment. Oh, the subject. Who is the subject here? Night wearing a garment. Okay. Right. So this is subject. So basically, this description is about the night. All velvety, soft and violet blue, and all over her face. Whose face are we talking about? So those who are not so creative, they might be wondering, where is her? Where is that so-called person when they're talking about her? By the way, this her is nothing but your night. Okay, this whole description is about night. Subject is night. And shimmering fine as floating dew. And here and there in the black of her hair, the subtle hands of night. Okay, move slowly with the gem starred light. This entire description is about night and its description beautifully put ahead. Like, how is she? She's wearing a night garment, her here and there. Maybe this night is putting here, her is her night. Okay, the subject is night. So night is putting its hands into its hair or her hair here. Yes, what is your choice? It presents alternating description of night in rural area and city. Next, it sketches an image of nightfall, then image of sunrise. Where is sunrise? Not at all. This is not. Next, it makes, so not A, not B. All right, I'm coming closer. So some are B's and some are C's. Why is it B? Anvesh? Okay. Anish? Why is it B? Who is this? Whose answer is B? Not Anvesh. Anvita. Okay. Vishnu? Is it B? Is it about sunrise and nightfall? No, the whole subject is about night. Next, it makes an extended yes, there you go. Comparison of night to a human being. Hands, hair. Can't you find that? Over her face. Who puts a veil on the face? Yes. This is called like you're creating, like trying to compare human things with night. You're comparing night to her as if night is a person. Personification is the right word. Anvita, thanks for that. Thanks for the word. I was just struggling to think what was the word. Yeah, good. Good job. So what is it exactly? Night is compared to a female, a human being. Maybe night, that's why they said her. Okay. And different ways, see hands, hair. Where do you find all these parts? Only on the human being, right? The, and the right poet says that she puts her hand inside her black hair. So that's black hair is nothing but the sky, black sky, right? Yeah, interesting, ain't it? So you should have, liking for poetry also. Okay, now that's all with the text and the structure part. I mean, the structure and the purpose. Within the function type of questions, you have one more type, which are you have a short text with underlined sentence. Here, you're only going to find what is this underlined portion doing in between the long passage. Okay, only that is important for us. We will check that. Okay, there you go. So what you're going to do is you're going to read lines before and after the blank, after this underlined portion. So you'll have a complete context of what exactly is this part doing over here. Which of the following best describes the function of underlined sentence in the text as a whole? Okay. Yes. Manfred stood in silence, wrapped up his own meditations. He was aroused by the sound of footsteps, okay, which is advancing up to the great staircase, seemed to be proceed from the gallery to which his chamber joined. Start referenced content. He hesitantly caught up a lamp, leaving his own room, opened the door and the gallery softly to avoid discovery. He hastily, the meaning, not hesitant, sorry, hastily means quickly. What's the meaning of haste? Quick. Caught up a lamp and leaving his room, opened the door in the gallery soft to avoid discovery. Okay, something is missing out. We already made a point over here, right? The light which he held up showed him a tall figure wrapped in white mantle, whom he immediately concluded to be the same that he had seen in the morning gliding through the cloisters. Okay. So what do you think this line is doing over here in between this description? It reveals the identity of the figure of that Manfred encounters. How do I get that? Concluded. be the same that he has seen in the morning gliding through the cloisters? Can be one of that answer. I don't know. Let's read the other one. He introduces new character. Where is the character introduction? Then it should be description about that character also, which is not part of our description. Next, it creates sense of suspense and anticipation to the reader. Not at all, because probably if you read the previous sentence, okay, the previous part, you will easily identify that morning he saw someone. So there is no suspense or anticipation, okay? Who it is, who can it be, and all that. There is no point. It provides descriptive details about the setting. Well, it can be about the settings, but here as we move on, the main purpose of this underlined aspect is, yeah, it is talking about the room, open, but it is the actions he's doing, not the settings. First, he quickly caught action. He caught up the lamp. Okay. And that's not talking about the settings. And leaving again an action, what he did, everything that action one after another. Okay. The sequence of action events. So this is not our answer. Hence, we are with our answer, which is Anish. Is it D? Vishnu, C? No, not at all. This is about the identity of that so-called figure of the Manfred encounters. Morning he has saw him, right? He already saw, encountered. I have already encountered him, means I already saw him. We have faced each other in the morning. Clear? Identity. Wait a minute. See, look at this. He hastily caught up a lamp and leaving his own room, opened the door in the gallery softly to avoid discovery. Okay. So what discovery are we talking about? The light which he held up showed him tall figure. He reveals the identity of the man that Manfred encounters. So it creates a sense of suspense. Okay. It could be Manfred's identity which could be discovered. See, he wants to avoid that nobody should find him out. He reveals the identity of the figure that Manfred encounters. It introduces new character. B is certainly not our answer. No, because there is no introduction of new character here. It creates a sense of suspense and anticipation. Do you think C is correct? Sense of suspense? Yeah, Anvita. Yes, yes. Okay. Correct. So, what do you think, guys? Like, is it A? No, A is not about revealing. Nothing is revealed here, right? Is there anything revealing here? Nothing. What do you think as a reader? It creates a sense of suspense and anticipation to the reader, or is it provides descriptive details about the setting? Now you're left with two options now. Setting or suspense. I'll go with C. Yes, Nitya. Perfect, Anvita. Good, everyone. Good. So C is your answer because it talks about some of these, who it can be, not about the settings. Because more than settings, it is about the actions they're talking about. Good, everyone. The answer is C. Yes, dear. Yes, Anmita. Correct. That's how you do a reasoning. And of course, with the underlined portion, we'll come to know. Okay. What about this? Hmm? What's your answer? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let's skip this. I think the question, I'll share it in our text, in our group. Okay, you can do this. Or let me do. Okay, they viewed. Look from they viewed. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'll be sharing this to you guys, okay? So, yeah. Let's move ahead. Next question. It should be from they viewed something. I remember this question. Okay, what about this? Even this is not underlined. Let it be. I'll be sharing this in our group. Please complete and share it back, your answers, okay? How about this? So the city's network of sensors, cables, signals are the nerves connected to the rest of the body. What is your function of, okay, describe a problem commonly faced by traffic engineers? Not at all. This is not talking about problem commonly faced by traffic engineers. To point out, is the intention is to point out some important differences between traffic control centers and the human brain? No. To discuss, is it about to discuss the purpose of items found in traffic control centers? To provide examples of ways in which drivers' action can be monitored remotely. Yes, Nitya? To discuss the purpose of items found in traffic control centers? What's your answer? It is C. Vishnu, why is it D? Our signals are nerves connected to the rest of the body. Can be monitored remotely. Or to discuss the purpose of items found in the traffic control centers. Okay, one of you, can you explain why is it C? The city's network of sensors, cables, and signals are the nerves connected to the rest of the body. So basically, brain, the traffic system acts like the brain. It represents brain. And the sensors, cables, and signals are nerves connected to the rest of the body. It is D. Okay, that's it for today. I'll be posting rest of those questions which we haven't done, but you have read half the way. So I'll be posting it. Okay, those who scored sevens, cheer up. And then we will be working more on